Hello, I'm NASA Curriculum Specialist Rochelle Oblak. In this video, I will discuss the lesson Moisture and Clouds, how much water is available in the atmosphere for precipitation. The lesson is located within the Weather and Climate unit. In the lesson, students compare the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere with actual monthly precipitation data acquired via satellite. The lesson is designed for students in grades 7 through 12. It will take approximately 2 50-minute class periods to complete the lesson. There are 3 objectives for the lesson. Students will examine global moisture and precipitation. Students will examine seasonal changes in precipitation, and students will practice finding data using the live access server on the internet. Students should be familiar with Earth's water cycle before beginning the lesson. Students should also be able to use the internet and a computer. For teachers wanting to complete the lesson without computer or internet access for students, sample maps for the lesson are in the Teacher's Note link at the bottom of the lesson. Use the sample maps as a teaching tool or a demonstration on an overhead transparency or on a computer projector. Now let's go through the procedures of the lesson step by step. Students will access the live data server to produce maps of lower and upper troposphere water vapor. Students then access historical monthly precipitation data. Finally, students analyze the maps for similarities and differences to determine how much water is available in the atmosphere for precipitation. Open the Live Access Server Advanced Edition. You will then select a dataset for analysis. The first dataset to use is Monthly Lower Troposphere Precipitable Water, ISCCP. Selecting the Datasets button pulls up an expandable menu. Select Atmosphere, then Atmospheric Water Vapor, then Monthly Lower Troposphere Precipitable Water. After choosing the first dataset, select the Compare button across the top menu bar. 4 windows appear. By default, the original plot stays in all 4 windows until you change the datasets. To change the dataset, a small button appears in the open windows. Choose the Datasets button. The second window is a comparison window. Choose the Monthly Upper Troposphere Precipitable Water dataset from the expandable menu. Scroll to the third comparison window. Choose the Monthly Precipitation TRMM Trim dataset from the expandable menu. Scroll to the fourth comparison window. Choose the Monthly Precipitation GPCP dataset from the expandable menu. Now it is time to select dates for the maps. Assign each month to 12 different student groups. Choose a range of years for study. For example, a student group may study the month of June for a 5-year range from 1999 through 2003. Use the colored bar under the maps to adjust the dates accordingly. Be sure all maps are the same month and year. 4 maps now appear. Select Print from the menu. Make sure pop-up blockers are turned off. A new tab or window opens containing all 4 comparison maps. To save ink, or if you do not have access to color printers, you may also choose the Save Web Page function from the File menu of your internet browser. The lesson contains questions for students to guide them through an analysis. Students compare if the upper or lower troposphere contain more water vapor. They will also analyze the region of the world with the most precipitation in a particular month. Next, as a class, you can gather all 12 of the months for a particular year and tape them together for class discussion. Finally, students can draw conclusions about global climate patterns based on their maps. Students should notice that the equatorial regions have the most precipitable water and that most is in the lower troposphere. This is because there is more evaporation in regions with more direct sunlight. Be sure students understand how the concepts relate to the water cycle. The zones of maximum precipitation also follow the summer months, shifting northwards as the northern hemisphere tilts more towards the sun, and vice versa. You may choose to alter the lesson as needed. For instance, students can select their birth month as the focus, or you may choose to allow students to do a full or open inquiry on the data. You may also focus on a particular region, such as your home state or city. For NASA Summer of Innovation, I'm Rochelle Oblak. Thank you for joining me as we explore together.